Yeah, go ahead and sit in, and then I'm gonna plug in, and I'll plug in that down.
I originally founded the Hookah Guys, and we started doing a lot of the Hollywood nightclubs. So Adea was one of our hookah girls. Adea Shabani was from Macedonia. She had come to Hollywood. She wanted to become a movie actress. Her whole goal was just to come and take Hollywood by storm. Sunday night, my wife gets a phone call from our employee, Emma. And now my wife is on the phone. Emma, calm down, what's happening? And I can hear in the background, and then I hear my wife, repeating police station. She's going 100 miles an hour. She explained the story. Adea hasn't called me, she hasn't texted me, and she's missing. What do you mean she's missing? Adea was the type that always texts them. Like it was just a constant thing throughout the day. They'd have like 30, 40 messages. So her not texting was obviously an issue. We went into the police station, but they just couldn't file anything until 72 hours had gone past, which was insane to me. So something needed to happen. We have suspicion that it's her boyfriend.
Chris Spots, who's 33 years old, is originally from Colorado. He is pleasant looking. He was a licensed nurse's aide, but the medical profession wasn't for him. His dreams were to become an actor.
Chris and Adea started talking about moving in together, and he ended up meeting with Adea at some fancy restaurant, and supposedly he proposed. And he told her that we should definitely move in together. It's a very big deal because that's all she's been wanting in this entire relationship.
When the police start to look at their relationship, they learn something unsettling. Chris Spots had 2 fiancés at the same time.
3 weeks before she had gone missing, she started talking to me about her boyfriend, Chris, and what they were going through. And it was the first time I saw this fiery jealousy. She was explaining that Chris was with somebody else. Mary, I believe her name is, Chris's fiance, but that they had an arrangement and he was going to leave that person. She didn't really go into details or anything like that. I was telling her that, that a lot of people kind of use that story where, yeah, I'm with this person, but I'm gonna leave them for you. And you can see the fiery jealousy in her eyes, like, no, he would never lie to me.
Adea told her friends that she believed she was pregnant with Chris's baby, and she was absolutely ecstatic. She really wanted to have his child. There's only one problem. They can't move forward because he's still with Mary.
Homicide is the leading cause of death among pregnant women in the United States, and that often stems from a pattern of violence. And so she did come back and say to her friends she thinks she's pregnant with Chris's baby. I mean, that must have absolutely freaked him out. Chris goes over to Adea's home, and at some point, he leaves and goes back to his house to Mary. The next morning, Adea wakes up and realizes she had passed out. She blacked out. She doesn't remember anything. And her phone is gone. She used Find My Phone. Sure enough, her phone was in Chris's truck. There's so many questions surrounding the night of Valentine's Day. Why did Adea black out? Why was her phone gone and later turned out to be in Chris's truck? Did he roofie her to take her phone? Where would he get the roofies from if he did in fact roofie her? Our phones today are a bank of evidence. You know, there are contacts, there are text messages, there are social media comments and DMs and all kinds of things that leave evidence behind. And investigators find that there were recordings on her phone about this altercation in his truck.
Not recording anymore.
You've
Get
beaten
out
me.
of my truck.
You have beat me up.
Then get out of my truck.
You have beaten me up. You've taken my Rolex.
Video.
You took
I
my
have all the videos of you
Rolex.
chasing
You
the
took
knife.
my Rolex. You beat me up. Everything hurts.
So I don't know if he had a second set of keys or he just threw out a dummy set of keys originally, but he was able to turn the truck back on and he started to flee our location southbound on the 15 freeway.
When he speeds off, the sheriffs then get the California Highway Patrol involved.
And over the air told us, hey guys, I just got off the phone with LAPD. Just be aware that vehicle and the suspect inside of there, whose name is Christopher Spots, well, he's a wanted murder suspect and the truck's possibly the crime scene. It just made my adrenaline go up that much higher because, like, hey, I don't want this guy to get away from us. I'm gonna do whatever I can safely to apprehend this guy and take him into custody, hopefully.
And he keeps going and going. An hour later, the CHP in the course of this pursuit rolled out spike strips, and so finally, his tires are blown.
It came to rest, and it looked like it was dead. At this point, we still have a trail of units behind him, and everybody kind of positions their unit as the best as they can. And me and my partner, you know, jumped out of our unit, and we started running up between these CHP units to get a tactical position on the suspect vehicle. We heard one loud gunshot.
When they approach the truck, they find Chris Spots dead inside with a single gunshot wound to the head and a 9mm by his side. On March 25th, 2018, they get a tip to go to Spenceville. The wilderness area is about 430 miles from Los Angeles.
That year in 2018, in February and March, it rained really, really, really hard. And what that did to that river is it made the water go up. So when it receded, it actually took away half of the dirt that was on top of a remote location.
When LAPD dive team members start walking along the creek near the river, they see some dirt that is disturbed, and they realize it's a shallow grave. The next day, investigators, forensic techs, painstakingly extricate everything to preserve evidence. And they remove the body from the shallow grave. It's wrapped up in several layers of tarp and rope.
The body was just incredibly decomposed. And so we don't know who that is. The next day, they take the body to the coroner.
Just hours ago, the official confirmation came out. The Nevada County coroner confirmed that the body found in this grave was Shabani's.
If it wasn't for her very unique tattoos, investigators would not be able to identify her.
Nevada County Sheriff's Lieutenant saying Wednesday she was identified through tattoos. Her death has been ruled a homicide.